welcome to Marble Gallery's Game of the Year 2024 content, and today's the big one. This is my top 10 favorite games of 2024. These are the best games that I played in 2024. It's been a long time coming, and it was a weird year for games. I'm gonna put that out there right away, but I think looking over my list, it reflects what I enjoyed the most for video games in 2024. There's some things that people are going to be like, what? But they're on my list. I'm excited to talk about them, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right in with number 10. Number 10 here is a remake. It has the word remaster in the title, but I can't stress enough, it is a remake. That is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. This was a, no pun intended, masterful remake of the first Dead Rising game from 2006. Everything has been improved. There's just a plethora of quality of life improvements. You guys know on the channel, Dead Rising, the original, is one of my favorite games of all time. Was incredibly happy to get this back in September. But it seems crazy that game came out in September. And I played and did most of it on the Xbox. I played a little bit of it on PC as well. At some point, I'll probably play it on PlayStation as well. But I love Dead Rising, as you guys know, and I just had so much fun returning to a really great version of that game, and one that if you never played the original Dead Rising, this is the definitive way to play it now. So highly urge you. That's number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list is a game that I dabbled in a lot throughout the year. And I kind of kept returning to when there would be different updates and patches. It's one that I do really want to sit down and block out like a month and just play. And I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Because I'm still watching the patches and stuff that come out for this game and kind of see okay, when did they finally say, all right, we're definitively saying this game is as good as we can get it. That is, of course, Dragon's Dogma 2. I have a lot of this game that I think is really good. The level of exploration and combat is really excellent in this game. Where it falls short, unfortunately, is performance. Even if you play it on PC, the game is a very CPU heavy game, so you have to have a really beefy CPU, and unfortunately I'm at the point now where probably next year or so I'm gonna be looking at building a new machine. This is one of the few games that I tried to play on PC in 2025 or 2024 that actually gave me some problems. I got it for free for PC when I bought my new video card earlier in the year, so I didn't pay for it on PC, but I ended up buying the Xbox version of it and playing a bit of it there after some patches, and that version allows you to run the VRR sync if you have that kind of capable TV, which I do. So that made the game a lot more playable. And it's one that I want to return to because I think the atmosphere and the exploration is second to none from any other game in that type of genre. So that was number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list is a game I really need to go back and finish. That is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This came out in January of 2024. I loved and fell in love with the Yakuza series with Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7. And I was excited to continue the story of Ichiban. And I'm about halfway through that game, and I've really enjoyed my time with it. It's more of that style of Yakuza. And if you like the RPG style of Yakuza, and you liked Like a Dragon, you're gonna like Infinite Wealth. Number 7 on my list is a game that took the world by storm early last year in February, and it had a chokehold on pretty much anybody playing video games at that time for about a 2-month period, and that is Helldivers 2. I haven't seen a game come out and just take the world by storm. Everybody was playing this game. I had originally tried to play it on PC, and then there were some problems with it where I ended up refunding it and getting it on PS5. And then they patched the problems on PC, but I stuck with it on PS5. I will admit I didn't play as much Helldivers 2 in 2024 as I probably wanted to or could have, but the time that I spent with this game was fantastic. and the moment-to-moment camaraderie you have with your buddies. It's literally like living in the world of Starship Troopers, and I don't know anybody my age and my age group that doesn't love Starship Troopers. So this is a fantastic cooperative game. Number 6 on my list is going to be a weird one that there's 2 of these on this list. And originally, when I did the podcast, I put these in one entry and just said it was the trio of these games. And I decided not to do that because 2 of these 3 games I really think stand on their own, and I wanted them to share different spots on the list. So number 6 on my list here is a game you can get right now on Steam called Laundry Store Simulator. What I like about this game, you guys know on the channel, I've really fallen down a hole with these simulator games. In the last couple of years, there was Arcade Paradise, there's House Flipper, all that kind of stuff. But Laundry Store Simulator is exactly what you think it is. You purchase a laundry store and you build it up and you make it your own business. But there's also like a supernatural element to the game where there's like different weird shit going on in it. Like there's a whole storyline with like a version of Slender Man. There's a storyline with like missing children. And it's those kind of like weird elements that also keep me coming back. But the studio behind this game, which unfortunately I didn't write down, but they keep kind of slowly trickling out content for this game, which is really awesome. So I've been enjoying that content as it comes out. Every like 1.0, 2.0, every one of those kind of patches, they add another level and another like kind of set of quests to do to get to the next part of the game and open it up even more. And that's been just fantastic. The game came out in November, and I feel like every week or two, I got more to do in Laundry Store Simulator, and I keep coming back for more. That's number 6 on my list. All right, man, we're in the top 5 here, and number 5 is going to be another remake, and that is Silent Hill 2 Remake. Bloober Team did it. You know, I had faith in this game because I really enjoyed the medium, and I actually like Bloober Team, whereas I know a lot of people don't like that developer for some reason. And I had the faith, man. I just knew it was going to take time to get there. This game saw a couple delays, unfortunately, but I'm happy to say it came out. It is a masterpiece of a remake, and it's a reminder that Silent Hill 2 is one of the best survival horror games ever made. You know, on the other side of Resident Evil, this game obviously is more atmospheric, it's more psychological, it's incredibly dark. Like, there are things in that game that I probably went over my head when I originally played it, because when the game originally came out, I would have been like probably 14, 15. So to play it 20 some years later, really, really incredible remake. It looks fantastic visually on the PS5. Cannot recommend it enough. And I would also argue, if you've never played a Silent Hill game, it's weird that they chose 2, but I understand why they chose 2 to be the first one to remake. But it is a great entry point into the series. Highly, highly recommend it. That's number 5 on my list. Four on my list is a game I played the most in 2024. It is the other simulator game that dominated my life with almost 200 hours played, and that is Supermarket Simulator. I adore this game. I played so much of it in 2024. They've had several updates. It's not technically at its 1.0 patch, so I hesitated to put it on here, but when I looked at the time spent and realized, like, you spent over 200 hours playing this game, it needs to be on your list. It's a fantastic game that just keeps improving with every update. At the point that it's at now, you can have people shoplifting the store, you can have cameras to watch them, you can have self-checkouts, regular checkouts, you can clean the store, there's like different people can drop shit and make spills and stuff in the store. There's so much they've added to it than from when I was playing it in the spring, just as like my every night after work chill, like put on a podcast or a video or something and just play this game. It's been a great game to just kind of decompress from the workday. Highly, highly recommended. Number 3 on my list should come at no surprise. This came out earlier in the year as well. It is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Absolutely love the game. it is a great continuation in the middle part of the Final Fantasy saga, or 7 saga, or whatever we're calling it now. They did it. They did everything I wanted them to do with this game, and it is fantastic. They successfully implemented the open world part of the game. It has a logical beginning point and a logical ending point for this part of the story. So I'm excited to see where they go with it for the third and final part, which is now confirmed. And yeah, like every aspect of the game, I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the stuff they added to the story. The music is incredible. The only downfall I would say of this game, if you're playing on PS5, is it does look a little off visually at times because it is a demanding game. I do know that it is a PS5 Pro game now, so if you're somebody out there that has a PS5 Pro, it's going to look a lot better there. I believe the PC version of the game just launched, so obviously if you have a PC that can handle it, that's probably a better way to play it visually, but there are certain times in the game where like the visuals, you can tell, take a real hit to maintain that 60 frames, but a great experience. And like, if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, start with the remake, jump into Rebirth. You're gonna have a great time. It's number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list was actually number 1 until a game at the end of the year edged it off, and that is Astrobot. Astrobot is awesome. It was unexpected. It was announced back in like May. And everybody that bought a PS5 obviously has played Astro's Playroom. They love it. They love the character. So what better time than the 30th anniversary of PlayStation for them to make this wonderful platforming game that I think is the best platformer I've played since Super Mario Odyssey. So the game is fantastic. It looks incredible visually. Everything about it, it's just a massive love letter to PlayStation. And if you have a history with the brand of any kind, you're going to have a fantastic time with it. It's great for all ages. Fantastic game. Cannot recommend it enough. It's number 2 on my list. And finally, number 1 on my list was also the biggest surprise of the year. That is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I absolutely adored this game. I'm a huge fan of Indiana Jones. Obviously, he hasn't done too well in the movies with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was absolutely dreadful. Everybody knows that. I did not hate Dial of Destiny, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. But this right here is what I want from Indiana Jones going forward, and we've now proven that we can do that. We can continue this franchise forward in video game format. The game has an excellent story that just fits so well and so right in there with that original movie trilogy that you could have told me this was written 40 years ago and I'd believe you. Troy Baker's performance is incredible as a young Harrison Ford. If I didn't know it was Troy Baker, I would just think it's like the greatest Harrison Ford impersonator of all time. He really sounds like Indiana Jones at almost every single minute of the game. Its combat is really good. I like the fact that, like, other than one sequence, I didn't use a gun in the entire game. I used my fists and my whip throughout pretty much the entire game. The puzzles, while not crazy, are not also super, super hard either. They're pretty straightforward, and they don't make you feel like an idiot at the same time, which is cool. And visually, this game is a powerhouse game. It's one of the best looking games of this generation. And I think people that maybe sit in that argument of like, oh, the Xbox Series X isn't as good of a system as the PlayStation. Like, no, this game looks incredible. And it is a true powerhouse performance game for the Series X. It's a showpiece for the Series X. And if you haven't played the game yet, you're waiting for the PS5 version, which will be out some point this spring. Highly, highly recommend it. For me, it is my game of the year of 2024. It's the best game I played in 2024. I'd like to know in the comments below, what were the best games you played in 2024? Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.